Did you know that your bedroom, the very place you trust for rest and recovery, might actually be silently poisoning you every single night? It sounds alarming, but for people over 65, this isn't just a scary idea. It's a real and growing danger that could be quietly affecting your sleep, your memory, and even your heart, without you having the slightest clue. You might eat healthy, take your medications on time, stay active, and still wake up feeling tired, foggy, or achy. The culprit could be just inches away from your head. In this video, I'll reveal 5 hidden sources of radiation in your bedroom, silent health disruptors that work all night long, and show you simple changes you can make starting tonight to reclaim deep healing sleep. Before we dive in, I'd really love to hear from you. Where are you watching from, and what time is it right now? Drop a comment below. Even a quick hello means a lot to me. And if you find this helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a health tip made just for you. Your bedroom should be the safest place in your home, a sanctuary where your body can rest, heal, and recharge for the day ahead. But for many older adults, especially those over 65, there's a hidden threat sitting quietly just inches from the head of the bed. It doesn't hum, it doesn't buzz, and it doesn't glow brightly. Yet it may be disturbing your sleep more than you think. Take, for example, that trusty digital alarm clock you've relied on for years. If it's plugged into the wall, it's most likely giving off a type of energy called electromagnetic fields, or EMFs. These invisible waves radiate steadily day and night from the moment the device is turned on. And when that clock sits just a few inches from your brain, it creates constant, concentrated exposure. The result, your brain, nervous system, and even your immune system stay under a low but continuous level of stress without you realizing it. As we age, our cells naturally lose some of their ability to repair themselves, which means seniors are far more vulnerable to environmental stressors like EMFs than younger people. And this is only the first danger on the list. A teenager might be able to sleep through just about anything, thunder noise, even a blaring TV, but a 70-year-old's body is far more sensitive, especially during sleep, when the brain should be in deep restoration mode. Instead of recharging, your body may end up working overtime trying to repair itself while under constant pressure. Have you ever wondered why you wake up exhausted even after a full night's sleep? Or why your mornings often start with a dull headache, grogginess, or that heavy feeling behind your eyes? Many people chalk these symptoms up to just getting older. But the truth is the cause might be much simpler and surprisingly easy to fix. Take Evelyn, for example, a retired school teacher from Oregon. At 73, she did everything right. She went to bed early, avoided caffeine, and even practiced meditation before bedtime. And yet every single morning she woke up feeling as if she hadn't slept at all. She dealt with relentless headaches, restless nights, and overwhelming fatigue, all while her doctors assured her that nothing was wrong. One afternoon, Evelyn stumbled upon a health article about EMFs in the bedroom. Curious, she decided to investigate her own sleeping space. That's when she noticed it, her digital alarm clock plugged into the wall, sitting barely a foot away from her head, and it had been in that exact spot for nearly 5 years. On a whim, she swapped it out for a simple battery-powered analog clock and placed it all the way across the room on her dresser. The change was almost miraculous. Within just 4 nights, Evelyn slept straight through without waking once. Her headaches vanished. The brain fog was gone. She woke up feeling lighter, clearer, and more energized than she had in years. It's like someone pulled back a heavy curtain I didn't even know was there, she told her daughter. I had no idea how long I'd been sleeping under a cloud. Science is starting to catch up with what Evelyn experienced. Research now shows that EMF exposure, especially during sleep, can disrupt your body's production of melatonin. Melatonin isn't just the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. It's also a powerful antioxidant that strengthens your immune system. When melatonin levels drop, you not only lose quality sleep, but also one of your body's key defenses against illness and inflammation. The good news? The fix is simple. Step 1, replace your digital alarm clock with a battery-operated or wind-up model. These work just as well and produce zero electromagnetic radiation. And if you truly can't part with your digital clock, at least move it several feet away from your bed to reduce your nightly exposure. Place it at least 6 feet away from your bed. It might sound like a tiny adjustment, but for older adults, small changes can create big transformations. Your body is constantly sending signals, fatigue, headaches, restless nights, and those signals aren't always coming from within. Sometimes the cause is just a few inches away, quietly glowing in the dark. By making thoughtful changes to your bedroom environment, you give your body what it craves most at night, a quiet, low-stress space where it can truly heal. Better sleep means waking up with more energy, sharper focus, and even improved heart health. And when you open your eyes feeling genuinely refreshed, everything else in your day, from making breakfast to remembering faces and names, becomes easier. You deserve a rest that doesn't just pass the hours, but restores you. Start with this one small step tonight and let your body finally enjoy the deep, uninterrupted sleep it's been waiting for. For many older adults, the bedroom is supposed to be a sanctuary, a place to shut out the noise of the world and allow the mind to drift into peace. But what if that sanctuary was quietly housing something invisible, silent, yet powerful enough to disrupt your memory, interfere with your heart's rhythm, and rob you of quality sleep? It might sound dramatic, but more and more research is confirming what many seniors have begun to suspect. Wi-Fi routers and wireless devices could be silently influencing your brain and body throughout the night. And if you're over 65, the impact may be even stronger simply because your body's natural defenses aren't as resilient as they once were. One of the most vital yet often overlooked defenses your body has is the blood-brain barrier. Picture it as a delicate filter shielding your brain from harmful substances circulating in your bloodstream. As we get older, this barrier becomes more fragile, more permeable, and less effective at keeping trouble away from sensitive brain tissue. Now add in constant exposure to pulsed radio frequency waves from something like your Wi-Fi router running 24 hours a day, just a few feet from your head, and the risk shifts from theoretical to immediate. This is especially concerning during deep sleep, when the body is at its most vulnerable and in repair mode. It's no wonder that many older adults wake up feeling groggy, mentally sluggish, or emotionally drained, even when they have gone to bed early and thought they slept enough. Not every moment of forgetfulness or fatigue is simply normal aging. Sometimes it's your brain waving a quiet red flag, signaling that something is interfering with its ability to heal and reset during the night. We now know that EMF exposure can do far more than people once thought. It can subtly erode memory, increase heart rate variability, and disrupt the production of melatonin, the very hormone that helps you slip into deep restorative sleep. Take Stanley's story as an example. Stanley, a 71-year-old retired engineer from Michigan, was a lifelong tech enthusiast. He always had the newest gadgets, the fastest internet, and the most up-to-date devices. His Wi-Fi router sat right on top of his bedroom dresser, just 8 feet from where he slept. To him, it was convenient. He liked knowing he was connected at all times, even while resting. But over time, something started to change. Stanley began misplacing his keys, forgetting appointments, and repeating stories to his wife without realizing it. Then came an unsettling new symptom, strange fluttering sensations in his chest, followed by bouts of dizziness. Concerned, his family urged him to see a cardiologist. The tests came back mostly normal, until his doctor asked an unexpected question: "Where is your Wi-Fi router at night?" That one question shifted everything. Stanley decided to relocate the router to his downstairs home office, the farthest possible point from his bedroom. To take it a step further, he plugged it into a simple outlet timer so it would shut off at 11 p.m. and turn back on automatically at 7 a.m. Within just 3 weeks, the changes were undeniable. His sleep became deeper and more refreshing. The chest flutters vanished. His mind felt clearer, sharper. He began remembering small details again, his neighbors' names, items on his to-do list, even punchlines to old jokes. His wife noticed he was more engaged at breakfast, more present in conversations, and far less forgetful. At his next doctor's visit, Stanley's cognitive test scores had improved by nearly 30%. The takeaway: even a small passive device like a Wi-Fi router can have a surprisingly large impact on a senior's health, especially when it's in the wrong place. The solution isn't to abandon modern technology. It's simply to use it in a way that works with your body's biology, not against it. If your router lives in or near your bedroom, try moving it to another floor, or at least to the farthest corner of your home. If that's not possible, invest in an inexpensive outlet timer so it powers down overnight. Your brain and body will thank you in ways you never expected. You don't need constant Wi-Fi while you sleep. If you want to go a step further, consider switching to a wired Ethernet connection, especially in your bedroom. Not only does it significantly reduce your exposure to electromagnetic radiation, but it can also give you a faster, more stable internet connection. That's a win-win if you work from home or love catching up with family on video calls. As we get older, the little things matter more than ever, especially when it comes to protecting sleep quality, supporting memory, and keeping the heart strong. Every night, your body is hard at work, repairing cells, restoring balance, and defending you from long-term damage. But it can't do that effectively if it's being flooded with disruptive signals for 8 hours straight. By simply relocating your Wi-Fi router or setting it to shut off while you sleep, you're giving your brain the quiet darkness it needs to truly heal. And in return, you may notice brighter mornings, sharper thinking, steadier heart rhythms, and an overall sense of feeling lighter. Sometimes the key to better health isn't another pill or another round of tests, it's simply rethinking what's quietly sitting beside you at night. There's also something deeply comforting about stepping into a bedroom that smells fresh and inviting. That subtle scent can make the space feel clean, safe, and peaceful, a perfect setting to end your day. For many older adults, especially those living alone, keeping a pleasant fragrance in the home becomes part of a daily ritual, a way to make the space feel warm and welcoming. But here's the question. What if that gentle scent was actually doing more harm than good, not just to your lungs, but to your sleep quality and your daytime energy levels? It might be time to take a closer look at something as small and unassuming as a plug-in air freshener. These little devices are in millions of homes across the country. They're convenient, affordable, and promise weeks of fragrance without lifting a finger. But there's a hidden cost most people never think about while plugged into the wall. Electric air fresheners don't just release fragrance. They also emit a constant stream of electromagnetic radiation, yes, EMFs, and release volatile organic compounds, VOCs, into the air. These VOCs are microscopic airborne particles that can irritate your lungs, especially when you're breathing them in for hours during sleep. That means your body is facing a double burden at night: invisible radiation and chemical irritants, all from something you thought was making your bedroom more comfortable. Constant exposure to EMFs, combined with the gradual buildup of synthetic chemicals in the air you breathe, can quietly wear your body down over time. For older adults, this burden can be even heavier. As we age, our lung capacity naturally decreases, and our airways become far more sensitive to irritants that younger lungs might easily handle. On top of that, aging lungs recover more slowly, which means even mild everyday toxins can trigger long-term inflammation, a persistent cough, or ongoing difficulty breathing. Take Virginia's story. Virginia is a 77-year-old widow from Florida who takes pride in keeping her home tidy and welcoming. She especially loved the soothing smell of lavender at night, so she kept plug-in air fresheners in nearly every room, including one just a few feet from her bed. But over time, something began to change. She developed a dry, scratchy throat that led to a lingering cough she just couldn't shake. At first, she blamed it on seasonal allergies or shifting weather. She tried everything: cough syrup, warm tea, even running a humidifier, but nothing worked. It wasn't until she spent a week at her daughter's home, where there were no plug-in air fresheners at all, that she noticed a dramatic difference. Her cough began to fade, her breathing felt freer, and she woke up without that tight, uncomfortable feeling in her chest. When she returned home, her daughter gently suggested removing all the plug-in devices from the bedroom and other living areas. Virginia hesitated at first. She had used them for years and loved how they made her home smell, but she agreed to try. Instead of plug-ins, they placed small bowls of baking soda in each room to naturally absorb odors and added a few cotton balls with drops of essential oil on her dresser far away from her bed. Within just days, Virginia noticed the change. She was sleeping more soundly, waking up without congestion, and breathing easier throughout the day. Her mornings felt lighter, and the constant irritation in her throat was gone. At her next pulmonology visit, her doctor was pleasantly surprised to see her lung function improving after years of chronic respiratory issues. Even more importantly, Virginia felt empowered, as though she had taken back control of her health and her home environment. Today, science confirms what Virginia experienced. Electric plug-in air fresheners can release not only steady streams of EMFs, but also harmful airborne chemicals like formaldehyde, benzene, and phthalates. These are just a few of the chemicals that can be released into the air by plug-in air fresheners. They're well-known irritants to the respiratory tract, and in higher concentrations, they can contribute to long-term health problems. The risk becomes even greater during sleep when your breathing naturally slows and deepens, giving these particles more time to settle into your lungs and enter your bloodstream. When you add in the low-level EMFs emitted by the device itself, the potential impact on a senior's health becomes much harder to ignore. So what's the better choice? The first step is simple: unplug all electric air fresheners from your bedroom, especially if they're anywhere near your head while you sleep. Instead, try a natural chemical-free approach. A small bowl of baking soda placed in the corner can quietly absorb odors without adding anything harmful to the air. If you enjoy a pleasant fragrance, use a few drops of essential oil, lavender, cedarwood, or chamomile on a cotton ball and place it across the room from your bed. You can also use dried herbs or flowers in a breathable sachet to create a gentle, calming scent without introducing toxins or radiation. The key is to return your bedroom to its purest state, a space with clean air, a gentle environment, and zero interference with your body's ability to rest and heal. Protecting your lungs and improving your sleep doesn't mean sacrificing comfort or cleanliness. It simply means becoming mindful of what's around you at night. Because in this stage of life, every breath matters. Every night of deep, uninterrupted sleep matters. And sometimes the biggest improvements start with the smallest changes, even something as simple as deciding what gets plugged in beside your bed. On a cold night, nothing feels more comforting than sliding into a warm, cozy bed. For many older adults, especially those living in colder climates or dealing with stiff, aching joints, an electric blanket or heating pad can seem like the perfect solution. They provide instant warmth, soothe sore muscles, and create that snug, safe feeling that helps you drift off more easily. But what if that same warmth was quietly interfering with your health night after night without you even knowing it? Electric blankets and plug-in heating pads work by sending electrical currents through thin wires woven into the fabric. These currents, electric blankets and plug-in heating pads, generate warmth by running electrical currents through thin wires woven into the fabric. But along with that cozy heat comes something far less comforting: an electromagnetic field, or EMF, that surrounds your body while you sleep. Unlike most household devices which sit a few feet away, electric blankets rest directly on your skin, covering your chest, abdomen, and legs. That means your entire body is bathed in low-level radiation for hours at a time. And this happens during the very hours when your cells should be resting, repairing, and regenerating. For younger, healthier bodies, the effects might be minimal. But for seniors, especially those over 65, it's a completely different story. As we age, our ability to regulate inflammation naturally declines. Exposure to EMFs during sleep may quietly trigger the release of stress molecules, which can over time fuel inflammation throughout the body. This added stress can worsen chronic conditions like arthritis, disrupt heart rhythms, and interfere with the deep restorative stages of sleep. Consider Dorothy's story. Dorothy is a 75-year-old retired nurse from Minnesota, where winters can be brutally long and bitter. For years, she relied on her electric blanket to stay comfortable through the coldest nights, keeping it on low heat until morning. She never once considered it might be doing her harm, but slowly she began noticing troubling changes. Her joints felt stiffer in the mornings, even though the blanket helped her fall asleep faster. She started waking with unexplained muscle aches and occasional heart palpitations that left her uneasy. At first, she chalked it up to aging, to the harsh winter weather, or to stress. Then she stumbled upon an article about EMF exposure and sleep health. Curious, she decided to make a small experiment. For just a few weeks, she swapped her electric blanket for a thick down comforter, flannel sheets, and a wool mattress pad. On extra cold nights, she placed a hot water bottle at her feet or pre-warmed her bed with a microwaved rice-filled heating bag. Within 3 weeks, the results were undeniable. Her joint pain eased. Her heart rhythm felt steady again. She slept more deeply than she had in months. And Dorothy's experience isn't just anecdotal. Scientific research now supports her story. Studies in environmental health perspectives have found that prolonged nighttime EMF exposure may disrupt the body's natural repair processes, leading to poorer sleep quality and heightened inflammation over time. Research from the Environmental Health Institute shows that extended EMF exposure during sleep can raise inflammatory markers in older adults by as much as 35%. This kind of inflammation doesn't cause sharp, immediate pain. It works quietly, wearing away at your body's resilience over time. The effects can be subtle at first, but eventually they may touch everything from joint flexibility to heart health. That steady, almost invisible presence of EMFs against your body each night might seem harmless in the moment, but night after night, it adds up. So what can you do if you still need warmth in the colder months? Thankfully, there are safe and effective alternatives. Natural materials like wool down and flannel are excellent insulators trapping body heat, so you stay warm without any electricity. For extra comfort, you can pre-warm your bed with a hot water bottle or a microwave-safe heating pad filled with rice or flaxseed. These options deliver gentle, soothing heat without the risk of EMF exposure. If you absolutely must use an electric heating device, make it a short-term companion. Turn it on before bedtime to warm your sheets, then unplug it before you fall asleep. Never sleep through the night with it running, especially if it's in direct contact with your skin. This way you give your body the warmth it needs when you first climb into bed, but protect it during those crucial overnight hours when it should be repairing and restoring itself. In later years, comfort matters more than ever, but so does protection. Your body is doing its best every night to keep you steady, mobile, and clear-minded. The smallest choices in your bedtime routine can ripple into how you feel in the morning. Sometimes the most nurturing thing you can do for yourself isn't adding more, it's gently removing what could be quietly harming you. So tonight, before you crawl under the covers, ask yourself, is this warmth coming from a source that heals? Or one that harms? Your body deserves the kind of rest that truly restores, and you have the power to create that starting right now. As we grow older, our sense of comfort shifts. Cold nights feel colder, muscles tighten more quickly, and what once was a mild chill now makes it harder to drift off to sleep. For many older adults, that's when the electric blanket or heating pad becomes a trusted companion, offering warmth, relief, and a sense of security. But what if that comfort, as cozy as it felt, came with an invisible price, a subtle layer of stress placed on Dorothy's body night after night, right when she expected to be healing? It's something few people talk about, yet scientists are paying closer attention. Electric blankets and plug-in heating pads do more than produce warmth. They also generate low-frequency electromagnetic fields, or EMFs, that envelop your body the moment the device is switched on. These EMFs are a form of non-ionizing radiation much weaker than X-ray rays or microwaves, but when the exposure is prolonged close to the body and happening during sleep, they can still interact with your body's delicate internal systems. And for older adults whose tissues are more prone to inflammation and oxidative stress, that constant low-level exposure may quietly push the body toward imbalance. You may not notice it right away. The signs might be subtle, waking up with stiffer joints than the night before, an unexplained ache in your hip, or a racing heartbeat that settles by morning. They might feel like ordinary aging, but they could also be your body's way of telling you it isn't getting the deep, uninterrupted rest it needs. That's exactly what happened to Dorothy, a 75-year-old retiree from Minnesota. She adored her electric blanket. In the harsh, snowy winters, it was her nightly companion, helping her drift off to sleep in comfort. But gradually, something changed. Her sleep felt lighter, as if she never reached the deep stages of rest. Her knees began to ache on mornings when she hadn't been especially active the day before. And then came the unsettling heart flutters, quick, irregular beats that made her uneasy lying still. Her doctor ran a series of tests but found nothing urgent. Still, Dorothy's instincts told her something wasn't right. Then one afternoon, she came across an article about EMF exposure and its potential effects on aging bodies. It was enough to spark an experiment. She packed away her electric blanket and replaced it with layers of natural warmth, cozy flannel sheets, a wool-lined comforter, and a thick, soft mattress pad. She also created a simple pre-bed ritual, warming a cloth bag filled with rice in the microwave and tucking it under the covers for a few minutes. Just before getting in, she removed it, letting the trapped heat keep her warm without electricity running through the night. Within just 3 weeks, Dorothy's sleep had transformed. The palpitations disappeared. Her joints felt looser. And for the first time in months, she woke up feeling clear, strong, and ready to face the day. Scientists now understand why. Prolonged EMF exposure, especially when your entire body is wrapped inside the field, as with an electric blanket, can raise levels of inflammatory cytokines. These are chemical messengers that tell your immune system when to fight. That's helpful in the short term, but when they stay elevated for too long, they can trigger low-grade inflammation throughout the body. This hidden inflammation is a quiet driver behind many age-related issues: joint stiffness, constant fatigue, even added strain on the heart. The point isn't that electric blankets are bad or dangerous in themselves. The real issue is how they're used and how often. Sleeping 8 hours every night wrapped in EMFs may seem harmless, but for an older body that depends on deep restorative rest, that constant low-level stress can work against healing. It diverts energy away from repair and adds an invisible burden to your night. Thankfully, the solutions are simple. Natural fibers like wool flannel or fleece can hold warmth beautifully without a single watt of electricity. For a touch of extra heat, try a hot water bottle or a microwave-warmed rice pad for cozy comfort with zero EMF exposure. And if you do use an electric blanket, warm the bed before you get in, then turn it off and unplug it so your body can rest without interference. Sometimes the most powerful act of self-care isn't adding more, it's taking something away. By creating a sleep environment that's warm, gentle, and free from unnecessary stressors, you give your body permission to do what it was designed to do: restore. Restful sleep isn't a luxury. In later years, it's your body's natural medicine, and you deserve every bit of it. As we age, we become more sensitive, not just to illness or injury, but to the hidden stressors we live with every day. And for many older adults, some of the most overlooked threats aren't outside the home, they're sitting quietly beside the bed. Digital alarm clocks, Wi-Fi routers, plug-in air fresheners, charging phones, electric blankets. Each may seem harmless, yet each quietly emits invisible waves of energy your body can feel. Especially at night when true healing should take place, these subtle forces can affect your sleep, your heart rhythm, your memory, and even your joint health. The truth is, seniors are more vulnerable to these effects because the body's repair systems naturally slow down with age. Cells take longer to recover, sleep grows lighter, and anything that adds stress, even something as small as a nightstand gadget, can tip the balance toward fatigue, pain, or forgetfulness. But here's the good news: you don't need to fear your bedroom. You just need to rethink it. A single adjustment, moving your phone farther away, switching off your Wi-Fi at night, replacing a plug-in freshener with a natural alternative, can give your body the quiet, calm space it's been craving. Because every night is an opportunity to heal. Your body, even now, still knows how to do it if you give it the space. You've come this far with strength and resilience. Now let your bedroom support you with the calm, clean energy you truly deserve. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope this message has helped you see your bedroom in a new way, as a quiet, peaceful, truly healing space. Sometimes the smallest objects can have the biggest impact on how we sleep, how we think, and how we feel each morning. The beautiful part: with just a few gentle changes, you can create a room that supports your body and honors the rest you need every night. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever kept any of these items in your bedroom? What's one small change you're ready to make tonight? Leave a comment below, or simply write the word hope if this video gave you a new perspective or lifted your spirits. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tap the little bell so you never miss a future health tip designed just for you. And if you have a friend or loved one over 60, consider sharing this with them. It might help them sleep easier too. Until next time, may your nights be restful, your mornings bright, and your heart filled with peace. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.